And as they posed for a team photo, they broke out the L flag. If the Cubs and Brewers rivalry started as simmering when they first started playing meaningful games in 1997, the temperature has now reached a full-fledged boiling point.
Seiya Suzuki touches them all!
For the Cubs, that L doesn't just stand for loss, it stands for last, as in the Brewers had the last word in the rivalry. After all, not only did Milwaukee win the first postseason showdown between these teams, they have also owned the NL Central over each of the past 3 seasons. And so now the Cubs and Brewers meet for the first time in the 2026 regular season. They don't need any reminders of when they last faced off in October. It's fresh in all of their memories. And of course, they intend to raise the W flag this time around.
Welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Tonight, the first time this season, it's the Brewers and the Cubs squaring off. And check out the standings in the Central right now. The Cubs with a 1.5-game lead on both the Brewers and the Cardinals as the Cubs in first place. And welcome into the broadcast booth, John Sciambi and Jim Deshaies. This might be the best rivalry in all of baseball right now.
Yeah, it'd be hard-pressed to find a better one. You know, the proximity of the teams, the fact that they're in the same division fighting for the same crown, the council situation, Craig moving over here to manage. Yeah, a lot going on between these two clubs.
Shota Imanaga on the mound, and Shota has pitched marvelously this year.
Yeah, indeed he has. We take a look back to 2025 compared to what he's done so far this year. That ERA, about 1.5 better. The home runs way down, strikeout rate way up. He's walked a few more. That's kind of intentional. He's throwing more pitches out of the zone, looking for chase, and it's paying off.
All right, so the Milwaukee Brewers, who are they? This version of them. Well, they've won the Central 3 straight years so far this season at 26 and 18, but they've won 13 of their last 18. They've hit the fewest homers in the majors, but allowed the fewest. They strike a lot of people out, and they have a second baseman in Bryce Terang, who is a beast.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Bryce Terang won the Platinum Glove Award, best defender at any position in all of baseball. Yelich fresh off the IL. Churiel can really play, but this guy might be their best player. Hitting .288 this year, .409 on base percentage, leads the National League. He's in the top 10 in stolen bases. He can slug. So when he first came to the league, he was a glove guy. Now he's just a guy.
Yeah, speed and defense at the beginning, and now a little bit of everything. Coming up, Jim Deshaies will give you everything he has with his keys to the game right around the corner.
And Bob, he's swinging that bat. He's got an OPS up over 1,100 and a .345 batting average. To err is human. There you go, folks. Hot, warm night, wind blowing out. Challenge for the pitcher's got to keep the ball on the ground if you can.
Shota takes the hill when we come back. Lineups and first pitch. The Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. Buy Circus Sports. And buy your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Welcome back, Asian American and Pacific Islander night tonight here at Wrigley as we get ready for baseball. Shota Imanaga on the mound. Time to send it downstairs and welcome in Taylor McGregor.
Good evening, Boog. In case you haven't heard, the Cubs, they don't lose at home. They've won 15 in a row, which is their longest win streak at Wrigley Field since 1935. So, of course, all the players have been fielding questions about what makes this place special. I thought what Shota Imanaga said was pretty awesome. He goes, I'm not the type of person to believe something that I can't physically see, but I feel like at Wrigley there's this like power that you can't see, but you can feel. I have no way to measure that, Boog. You can't look it up on Baseball Savant, but I'm sort of with Imanaga on this place is very special.
I thought that was really well articulated by Shota. I think a feeling that fans, players, media people, everyone that has stepped into this place has had at one time or another.
Yeah, well, you know, the ballpark, obviously, the history of the ballpark, and then the fans and what they bring, the energy they bring to the ballpark on a nightly basis. It has indeed been very special, and he's enjoyed it here. He's got a .74 ERA at Wrigley this year.
As Jackson Chourio gets set to lead things off, and Imanaga, who has been sensational so far this year. Chourio, who began the year on the IL after injuring his hand in the WBC, so only 11 games, and thus far it's been good. Talented young player. First offering of the game is hit in the air right field. Suzuki is back, and Seiya makes the catch. One pitch and one out, and the Brewers lineup is brought to you by Ford, and here is what Pat Murphy is cooking up. Chourio, Turang, and Contreras, then Yelich, Vaughn, and Bowers. Rengifo, Frelick, and Ortiz rounding out the lineup. It's a Brewers team that's 5th in the NL, 6th in the majors in runs per game. They don't slug, though. They don't hit homers or slug. They get on base a ton.
Yeah, they take their walks. In terms of batting average, they're right around league average. They have plenty of speed.
Yeah, there's a strike to Turang. This guy has turned into an absolute monster, Bryce Turang. But you look at the major league ranks, 28th in slug and dead last in homers. They do run and run very efficiently. There's strike 2.
It's weird, though, right, that adds up to the 6th best offense in Major League Baseball, with as limited as they are in terms of the home runs. Just 30 long balls. And Schwarber's about to pass him the way he's been going.
The 1-2. Check swing, went too far, struck him out. Turang is gone 2 away.
Turang's been in a little bit of a funk here lately, and a little half swing and a breaking pitch from Imanaga. He'll throw that sweeper to the lefties. Righties are going to get primarily fastballs and splits.
Now the first offering is down and in to William Contreras. And including the postseason, 5 out of 12 with 3 home runs. Kelly pushing the buttons. Time call. And Shota and Carson Kelly trying to get together on what to do. Shota going with a little facial hair now. All in, no strikes, lefty deals. And that's in there, says Derek Thomas, the plate umpire. Shota ready, the 1-1. Tapped off the plate, Imanaga waits and collects. Throws it out, 1-2-3. Go the Brewers on 8 pitches. The Cubs will come up to hit when we come back. Up to hit, and let's check out the Cubs lineup. Porter, Bush, and Bregman. Happ, Suzuki, Conforto is the DH. Kelly, PCA, and Dansby Swanson for Craig Counsell's team. They're 4th in all of baseball in runs per game, 4th in weighted runs created plus. They walk, they don't strike out. Dustin Kelly's group has been slowed of late offensively, facing Brandon Sproat, who delivers up and in.
Well, he was a 2nd round pick by the Mets in 2023 out of Florida. He was a Gator. Average velo of 97 miles per hour on his 4-seamer. Walked high walk rate against the lefties, high walk rate overall of 13%. Over from the Mets in the Freddie Peralta trade. Big arm, a lot of upside.
That pitch in there for a strike. That was the sinker. As he faces Nico Horner, you see Nico's overall numbers, but he's been slumping. Last 11 at 149. Still taking more walks than we've normally seen, and a very good on-base percentage. And that one a little bit low. So it was Peralta and Tobias Myers to the Mets. Jet Williams, who's their number 3 prospect, and Brandon Sproat going to the Brewers. Off the inside edge and ball 4.
A couple of years ago, Sproat was the Mets' second best prospect. He was their minor league pitcher of the year a couple of years back. If you're going to acquire Freddie Peralta, you're going to have to give up some talent, and the Brewers are hoping this guy can turn into a front of the rotation arm for them.
That one cutting inside. It's always interesting to me when you see a guy who goes from one year to the next and he didn't have a pitch, and then he adds a pitch and it becomes his most frequently used pitch.
Well, you know, when he was coming up through the Mets organization, the headliners were the fastball, the velocity, and the changeup. And he hasn't really used his changeup all that much here with the Brewers.
He's added a cutter, and he throws that pitch more than any other. The 1-1, and that's outside. 8 pitches now. The Cubs haven't swung the bat yet.
Jeff Levering, fine broadcaster for the Brewers, was in here earlier, and he said his cutter now is reminiscent of Corbin Burns, so that's high praise.
The 2-1, down and in, and now the count is 3 balls and a strike on Michael Busch, who homered yesterday and has now reached base in 18 in a row. Corners at first, nobody out. No score, just getting started. Sproat, 3-1. And a swing and a miss. That was the sinker.
A lot of horizontal run on that 2-seamer.
The lefties have given Sproat in his brief career a lot of trouble. 3-2 to Busch. Throw over to first, and Nico back in. Runner goes. Pitch is downstairs. Ball 4. They went with the curveball on 3-2. And Busch would not chase. Back-to-back walks. And the Cubs are in business. 2 on and nobody out for Bregman. But first, Chris Hook is going to visit the mound.
Yeah, you start walking people on a night like tonight, you're asking for trouble because that wind is blowing out. And you put freebies on base, someone pops one, and all of a sudden you're down 3-4 runs. Chris Hook out there trying to change the narrative for his young right-hander.
And again, if you're a pitcher facing either of these offenses, JD, they're not going to help you out. They're both very patient, and you look at, man, we haven't seen too many plus 17, 24, 25, 20, and 12 in our time together.
No, we have not.
That's plus 98.
That's good math right there.
The pitch in for a strike. All right, so why have the Cubs scored runs this year? Opportunity. Most plate appearances with runners on in the bigs. Most plate appearances with runners in scoring position in the big leagues. 2 on, nobody out. The 1 to Bregman. Cubs as a team, second highest walk rate in the majors. The Brewers the 4th highest walk rate in the majors. Corners at second. Busch is at first. Bregman. The 0-2. Drilled center field. Chourio right there makes the catch. Well, Alex Bregman saying to me before the game, hey, let's hit some balls hard tonight. He did right there. Basically at about 100 miles an hour, but right at Chourio.
Yeah, you look at Bregman under the hood over the last, I don't know, 8-10 days. You're going to see more line drives, more hard contact. Numbers are starting to creep up for him.
That was really smoked. One down, runners at first and third, and it's Ian Happ. That one a little bit low. One 0 to Happ. And that's in for a strike. Downstairs and T-Mac.
You talk about Alex Bregman hitting the ball hard. Also what we've seen, he's hitting the ball in the air to the pull side. That is what he wants to achieve. We talk so much about all the work he's been doing pregame to feel a certain way. He also told me he feels like he's getting closer, and those numbers back it up the last couple games.
Yep, the pull in the air rate is going in the right direction.
Needs to use more lofted club, that's all. Well, that's a 7-iron.
1-2 on Happ. First and third, one away. And that's in there, and strike three. Happ is gone.
Well, this kid is pretty firm. This is 98, a two-seamer, works its way back to the inside corner. Boy, don't let him off the hook after those back-to-back walks to start the inning.
First one to Seiya. That is drilled left field, but Bowers is there, and he makes the catch. And Sproat gets out of it. He walks the first two, and they're left stranded. End of one, no score. Lefty has pitched well this year, but last four at Wrigley, holy cow, 26 innings, 25 strikeouts, just 13 hits, and the ERA at microscopic 0.69.
Not the only one performing well here, right? They've won 15 consecutive games in their home ballpark. But yeah, his work here is off the charts. Reception is for Christian Yelich.
Yelich, who spent time on the IL with a groin injury and then missed time as well with a bad back, and he hammers this one in the air right field, and that is gone. Whoa. Yelich, a no-doubter as he got the sweeper and crunched it.
When we saw Chourio try to ambush the first pitch of the game, Yelich, like-minded, attacking early. It's interesting, he hits the ball on the ground a lot, but when he hits it in the air, it tends to go a long, long way. This is an absolute tank.
And he knew it right away.
Yeah, he knew it. Shota knew it. Everybody in the ballpark knew it. It was a no-doubter. Another first pitch swing. Shota's right. He's going to generate a lot of swing and miss. A lot of it will come with that split finger pitch.
It's funny because, I mean, there's an element of what the Brewers have tried to do, and you wonder if, again, the gamesmanship of he's throwing fewer strikes, ambushing, has at least in part been what he's tried to avoid this year.
What I'm seeing, he sort of sinker a good bit here in the early going, and he had thrown many splitters. He tried one a couple pitches ago, and it just did not come out of his hand well. It was way up and away, and I just don't know that he feels real comfortable with a split finger pitch yet.
And Imanaga walks Andrew Vaughn.
I mean, when you play at Wrigley in a day like today with the wind blowing out, you can understand where a pitcher would go, man, I got to put the ball on the ground. I got to change my game a little bit. Sometimes you still got to, I know it's a tired old cliche, but dance with the one that brung you. So don't forget about that split.
First one in there for a strike to Bowers.
He's throwing a lot of high sinkers right now, and see how that ground ball rate has taken a big jump forward over his last 5 starts.
Fly ball, left center field. PCA out there. Happ as well, and Pete makes the catch. Up against the wall. And don't kid yourself, that is a heck of a play.
Going deep to begin with, which is a pretty good idea on a night like tonight. And anytime you're heading towards that brick wall, it can be a little disconcerting.
So 1 down, and here is Luis Rengifo. And there's the strike. Rengifo, a switch hitter, batting right. They made that trade and moved Caleb Durbin to the Red Sox, so that opened a spot at third base. Rengifo's been plugged in there some. Vaughn at first, 1 out. 1-0 Brewers on the Yelich homer. Back.
Get back here. Vaughn, not really a threat to run.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I know.
On the ground is short. Could be 2. There's 1. It's 2. 6-4-3. And that's the inning. But Yelich takes Imanaga deep. The Brewers have the lead as we go to the bottom of the second.
Double Play is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. Oh, yeah. Sharp ground ball, easy peasy, 6-4-3.
Taylor-made.
Clean it up.
Call on the field as a ball, the catcher's challenging.
William Contreras is aggressive. It's ABS powered by T-Mobile. That's a strike. I mean, just barely, but it was.
I feel like he got lucky with that challenge. It's not really a great time to challenge.
No.
Oh, man, yeah. Contreras the contrarian.
Call stands, the pitch is the ball. Milwaukee will retain their challenge.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that wrong. They said the call stands, and then Milwaukee will retain their challenge. So the call didn't stand.
No.
And Milwaukee retains their challenge because they got it right.
Yeah.
We just...
Fordo fouls one back.
As one who tends to get tongue-tied and misspeak sometimes, I can sympathize with Derek Thomas, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, it's a strike, and he challenges, and now time called by Conforto. Michael been swinging such a good bat. 345, hit his third homer yesterday to tie the game at 7. Comes to 2-1. Fouled back. All right, JD, one of the things Marquee Sports Network, we're 80% accurate, and we like to steal. So just flipping around the interwebs, and Michael Conforto saw this graphic Brett Taylor had. Swing and a miss. Here's Carson Kelly now. We'll get to the Michael Conforto stat next time he comes up, I promise.
Pretty good stat line right there for Carson Kelly. That's what in the business we like to call a triple slash line. A batting average, on base percentage, slugging.
In the biz.
In the biz.
I love that.
On that top front toe.
Carson Kelly has gotten the bulk of the starts at catcher. 1-2. That runs off the inside edge of the plate. Brewers lead it 1-0, and a Christian Yelich solo homer. The difference thus far.
Sproat's first start came against the White Sox back on March 29th. He allowed 7 runs in 3 innings, and he made a couple appearances out of the bullpen. Since then, he's pitched much better. 5 starts and a 3.86 ERA. Got his first big league win last time out against the Padres.
Time called. Contreras heading out to the mound. JD, I would like to make a point. It's an opinion piece, but I want your honest opinion. And it's about William Contreras, chest protector.
Well, it's very colorful.
Right.
I did take note of it.
Okay. That is in there, got him looking, and there's 2 gone.
You know, grumpy old pitcher me looks in there and goes, I don't want a guy wearing that when I'm trying to pitch, but I don't know.
That's exactly what I was going to say to you. Do you think that pitchers of your generation would say, well, you can't wear that, it'll distract me?
Yeah, all right.
So you just answered my question.
Should drop like a big bullseye, a big target. That's what should be on that thing.
On the ground is short, backhanded. And over to first. PCA is gone. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs, and to 2, and it's 1-0.
The third was Shota Imanaga on the mound. Well, we've all fallen in love with Shota because of the quirks and the little things that he does that puts a smile on his face. Well, how about this? I learned yesterday that he makes and travels with his own rice. So we're on the south side. I'm talking to him, and he's holding these 2 bags of rice. And he said, what's going on here? He made those at home and brought them with him to the ballpark. So he owns his own rice cooker, and everywhere we go, he brings it to make sure that he always has rice that he can eat. And I said, can you send me a photo? Can we verify this?
PCA pulls it down, and there's one away.
And he said, well, I could show you my Amazon account of where I bought the rice cooker. But it's so important for him to have rice that he enjoys, that he travels with this cooker everywhere we go. And it's really important on road cities, road games, for him to have it. He said usually at Wrigley they get the rice right. But on road cities, you better believe that thing's coming with him.
On the ground right side, Nico collects and throws him out. All right, so T-Mac, how big's the rice cooker? We need to find out. Is it in his suitcase, or is there rice cooker luggage? Is the thing I would be interested to find out.
So I asked him that, and it's what I would describe it. It's like the size of a personal pan pizza. Okay, so I don't know the circumference of that, maybe 10 inches.
Okay.
I'm guessing, but that's about the size he showed me.
Yeah, he probably has his own special case for it. Rice cooker case. Probably get that at Amazon too. I played with Aurelio Lopez, Senor Smoke, back in the day. And it was so lame. We were all so lame. We carried briefcases, like baseball players really need briefcases. But Senor Smoke always had Tabasco sauce everywhere he went in his briefcase.
Amazing. 0-2 on Chourio.
First time through the lineup, 5 out of 9 Brewers took a hack at the first pitch they saw. No surprise from Chourio. He does it a lot, about 40% of the time. But guys like Frelick rarely offer at that first pitch, but he did. So it almost seems intentional, trying to be aggressive early here against Shota. Oh, walk it off, Shota. I think Thomas tapped himself.
The ball, the catcher's challenging.
Watch Derek Thomas. I think he challenged himself.
Oh.
Yeah, rare miss for Carson Kelly.
Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
I'm sure what Derek Thomas was doing was confirming that Carson had tapped, but it almost looked simultaneous, like I'm challenging too.
I love the challenge reaction shot there. 3-2 now. Chourio fly to right on the first pitch of the game. Didn't debut until May 9th because of that injured hand he suffered in the WBC. To short and under the glove of Swanson. He knew he was going to have to pop up and hustle a throw off with Chourio running, and he wasn't able to secure it. It'll be a base hit.
Just beyond his reach, and even if he gets this cleanly with Chourio's speed, that would have been a very difficult play to complete. The problem with using that challenge here so early in kind of a non-leverage situation, now you only have one, and you have to be really careful going forward how you use it.
Turanga strikeout victim his first time. Brewers lead 1-0. That's pushed off foul.
Brewers have been on a pretty good run here. They've won 8 of their last 10. They're 10-4 in the month of May. They've won their last 3 series. Just took 2 out of 3 from the Twins. Despite all that, Pat Murphy looks a little grumpy over there.
I told you my mom's not a huge Murph fan, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was a Murph fan. So what's your mom's beef with?
Well, she just
her loyalty to the Cubs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She's like, I don't like the look on his face. And I shared it with Murph, and he ended up making a video to tell my mom that he's really an okay guy. It was quite funny. The 2-1. In the air, left field, Happ drifting back some more, and makes the catch, wandering onto the track. Terang is out, and the Brewers leave a man. Beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Visit nissanusa.com or your local dealer. Welcome back. Live Odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Dansby Swanson to start it off, so it'll go 9-1-2. Swanson, Horner, and Bush. 1-0. Brewers have the lead. And there's a strike. Christian Yelich, a home run for Milwaukee in the second. Brandon Sproat. You look at in his brief big league career, it's been the lefties that have gotten him. He walked the first 2 to begin the game and is now set down 6 in a row. 2-1. And that's a little bit high, and now 3 balls and a strike.
Go ahead, Dansby. Pull out the driver.
Chop to short. Ortiz with a nice play. Joey Ortiz, who took over last year for Willie Adames at shortstop. Pretty good with the glove.
Dansby had a pretty good pitch to hit here. Just rolled over on that one. Beat it into the ground. Yeah, Ortiz is a very good defender. What's going on with his pitch comm?
And a pitch.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he finds it uncomfortable if it's up in the.
Well, I think he's got a little bit. There's a little bit of an earpiece coming out. I would say that's telling me it might be that he can't hear it that well when it's in the hat.
I think that's going to be a trend. I think that's going to catch on.
Well, I've seen some of the guys. I think Ben Brown, I've noticed, has. It's not quite as. So you see, he's got that extra piece that's peeking out, the clear plastic piece, which is sort of a shortened version of what Carson Kelly wears. And I think Ben Brown wears something where you see the clear piece coming out. You don't see the rest of the pitch comm, but comes a 3-1 to Nico. And that's in there for a strike. He's seen 10 pitches tonight, Nico Horner, and has not swung the bat.
It was a changeup on 3-1 to Nico at 94-mile-an-hour changeup.
On the ground to short, and Ortiz collects. And there's 2 away. Here's what I was talking about with Ben Brown. If you squeeze in there the side of his hat, you can see he's got a little bit of that clear piece just sneaking out. I'm assuming because he needs to be able to hear it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Michael Bush a walk his first time. Sproat, after those first 2 walks, has really settled in.
Pretty nasty curveball right there. Maybe that's why he's not throwing the changeup as much. You can hear that one spinning on its way to home plate. Tight rotation. Almost as tight as his pants.
Oh, you beat me to it. Holy cow.
I think now's a good time to tell everyone that Murph calls him tight pants.
He's got his tight pants on.
I think that hit him. It did. I think it got Bushy on the top of that foot.
Just overthrows this curveball. See where it gets him. Yeah, side of the foot.
Ouch.
Well, here comes Bregman, who had a real nice swing last time, lined out to center field. Again, it's trying to take advantage of these 3 bases. A couple of walks now, hit batter. Doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's going to be able to string too many hits together against. His stuff is that good.
Maybe they need to change up the attack and put some bunts down and see how tight the pants are. If they're restrictive in that way. His fielding.
Like Kramer when he had the jeans on. He couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Like Frankenstein.
That one cuts outside. It was a 4-seamer. Ball 1, no strikes on Alex Bregman. Man at first. And 2 down. Bregman hit it on the button his first time, but right at Chourio in center. On the ground is short. Ortiz takes it in, throws him out. 3 in the books at Wrigley, and it is 1-0. Mound ball presented by Tasty Trade. If the ball stays on the mound, Cubs season ticket holder Mary Williams wins the $1,000 Tasty Trade jackpot, and she won. Congrats to Mary. Winning tonight's edition of Mound Ball.
Able to change Milwaukee's challenges from 1 to 2. Milwaukee has 2 ABS challenges remaining.
All right, Corey Blazer. I was in the middle of the Mound Ball read. Just to let you know, everybody, Mound Ball is presented by Tasty Trade, stocks, options, futures, crypto. Smile, Murph. You got 2 challenges. One on William Contreras. Contreras tapped back to Imanaga his first time. Line drive and a base hit into left field. Man at first, nobody out, and it's time for the Intelligence Center powered by CDW and HP. How about lowest percentage of runs via the homer? The Brewers the lowest. Big league average 38%. The Cubs are right there at it at 39, but so far tonight 100% of their runs have been on homers. Yelich aggressively hacking at that 4-seamer.
That home run hit by Yelich, just the 6th home run that the Brewers have hit against left-handed pitching this year. So yeah, those home run numbers will start to spike if he stays healthy and in the lineup.
Fly ball left field, shallow, Happ coming on, and it's foul. That is a dangerous play in that little triangle of foul territory down there, and the brick wall, even with it padded.
Yeah, a lot of things can go wrong there. plays that so well. Yeah.
High five. You big high fiver?
High five with little kids, right?
Yeah.
High five, give me five. High five.
High five.
I'm thinking of David Putty.
Bounce to first, off the glove of Bush, gets back to the bag, and Nico is there to turn it into an out. I believe it'll go 3-4-3.
Yeah, I think he did get a piece of Michael's mitt, and Nico was there because Nico's always there, always in the right spot. High chopper. Yeah. Bushy slows it down. Nico gobbles it up.
Three.
This is the Brewers' 45th game. It's their 45th different lineup. We've had Churchill was out early. Yelich has missed a bunch of time. He just came back a few days ago. And I think this is his third game since he returned. Bond was out of action. He's only had 32 at-bats. He was a big part of their story last year.
I remember they got him after he just scuffled with the White Sox and came over to the Brewers. He took his walks, his strikeout rate plummeted, and he mashed. That's in there for a strike.
Yeah, with the White Sox, he had a .189, 218 on base, 314 slug. Put on the Brewer uniform and it's like somebody flipped a switch. 308, 375, 493 triple slash line.
On the ground, right side, Horner scrambling after it. Will pick it up. Pump fakes and holds it. I think that was a smart play. So it'll be an infield single.
See, Bushy starts to go and then retreats to the base. Nico was way towards second base, so we had to go a long way to get that. Now I don't know if Bush pursues that, if there's, you know, potential 3-1 put out there or not.
Brewers with the third most infield hits in baseball this year. Bowers up the middle and it'll get through. Contreras is coming in. Vaughn will head to third. He got enough of it and it found space between the infielders.
Contreras single to start the inning was well struck. The last couple of hits not so much. But again, another first pitch swing from a Brewer hitter. One really noticeable thing from Shota here tonight is lack of swing and miss. That's, you know, I think partly due to the pitch mix, the way he's going about it, and also the approach of the Brewer hitters.
Seven of 15 hitters have swung at the first pitch here tonight.
Well, and Hifo was kind enough to ground into a double play last time.
By the way, the Brewers entered the night with the second lowest first pitch swing rate in baseball. So it's like Pat Murphy's using last year's Imanaga scouting report. Or maybe it's he hasn't been throwing as many pitches in the strike zone. Maybe tonight he'll start throwing more pitches in the strike zone and let's be aggressive.
Yeah, or it could be, let's not let him get to that split. If he gets ahead of us, he'll try to put us away with that split finger pitch. So take a whack at the first good one you see. And the other piece of it could be hitters looking up and look at those flags blowing out and go, I'm taking my shots tonight. I'm not thinking about walking. I'm thinking about trying to drive the ball in the air.
Tuesday. As the Brewers have the lead. Vaughn's at third. Bowers is at first. And a swing and a miss. Rengifo down on strikes. Just the second punch out for Imanaga.
That's a swing and miss that we typically see from Shota with that split finger pitch.
Sal Frelick, first pitch swinging again. The Brewers, well, that splitter coming into this game, they were hitting 143 against it, the league that is, and it's been one of the most chased pitches in the bigs this year. So it's not about throwing that pitch for a strike. The 0-1. Frelick hitting just .224. Line drive the other way, fair ball, and that's going to get into the corner. Vaughn is in to score. Bowers, they're going to send him. Bowers to the plate. He'll score. And the Brewers have a 4-0 lead.
Been a real struggle for Sal Frelick so far this year. Kind of chops down on that pitch and whacks it into the left field corner. Bowers runs pretty well. Jason Lane cranks that right arm. No chance for Dansby to make a play on him.
Tommy Hotovy out. Edwin Stanberry.
For earned runs allowed matches the season high for Shota. It's happened a couple of times. First time out against Washington and then the Dodgers. I feel like everybody had a rough one in LA. Still, a night like tonight, it feels like it's going to take 7 runs or so to win this ball game.
Oh, 0-1 now on Ortiz. So the Cubs on the short end right now as Imanaga delivers an 0-1. Ball to strike. Shota making start number 10. He's only struck out 2 here tonight. And on the year, that's one of the things that's gone really well. His strikeout rate has jumped. And that one misses. The 2-1. Too low. So Sal Frelick delivers a big 2-run double with 2 outs. Ortiz climbs back in, and a 3-1. And that's ball 4.
We talk a lot about how pitchers in the modern game, they don't like to give in on those fastball counts, 2-0, 3-1. But in this situation, you probably want to be a little bit more aggressive with Ortiz hitting a $198. Even though you get a fresh count, new start with Chourio, this guy much more likely to inflict damage on you.
Yep. Yeah, it's not, I guess, the kindest way to say it, but he's hitting 9th for a reason.
Yeah, and leverage changes the odds a little bit. Obviously, you put a guy in a 3-1 count, he's a better hitter than he is otherwise, but still a pretty stark difference between this 9-hole hitter and this leadoff hitter.
Yep. That one down low, and now a ball to strike on Chourio, who is flied to right and single. Towards third, but foul. It's a pretty good group right there. 3 players with multiple 2020 seasons through their age 21 year. Trout and Veda Pince, whose career got off to a pretty phenomenal start. Good player.
Yeah, I believe Chourio is the youngest to accomplish that in that group of Trout and Pinson. Veda Pinson, heck of a career of the Cincinnati Reds, mostly, right?
2-2.
Swing at that, please. Says Shota.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 aboard, 2 out. Payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Frelick racing around. He's coming in to score. Chourio with the RBI single, and it's 5-0.
Chourio aggressive early, and then a long at bat this time. Saw a lot of pitches, laid off a couple of borderline pitches, and got one to his liking.
"31 pitches here in the inning, and still 2 outs with runners at the corners. Terang at the plate.
And the 9th man to bat in this inning, Bryce Terang.
All quiet in the Cubs bullpen. Runner goes, throw down to second, and Swanson able to collect it as Chourio steals second base.
Good work here by Dansby. He knows how to make sure he keeps that ball in the infield.
In the air, left field towards the corner. Happ runs out of room. Too high.
It's a man searching for some answers right now.
You're not kidding. Up the middle, Swanson collects. It's to first and steals a hit from Terang. What a play by Dansby. The Brewers score 4 times, and it is 5-0 Milwaukee.
Cubs no score. The good news is it's the bottom of the 4th. The wind is blowing out. Speaking of wind, StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Ian Happ had a couple of drives this year that were greatly affected by the wind. That one against Washington at the start of the season, and then the other day over in Arlington, or excuse me, on the south side, 137 feet of deflection.
This one popped up left side, and Rengifo able to make the grab.
So basically a shallow, medium depth fly ball would have been a long home run if not for the wind. Over at the right. Biggest deflection since 2023.
And now Seiya climbs in, fly to left his first time.
Cubs still looking for the first knock.
Chopped off the plate. Ortiz, gloves, got him. So 2 up and 2 down, and folks, for a limited time you can purchase an NALS shirt from Obvious Shirts at ivyshop.com. All proceeds benefit Project Main Street, a nonprofit dedicated to assisting those living with ALS. Head over to Ivy Shop now to get yours and wear it on Lou Gehrig Day, June 2nd. Certainly a personal cause for me. Yeah, it's we've been selling shirts, looking to sell a whole bunch more. For a strikeout victim his first time. It's Michael asking for time. Five of the last 6 outs for the Cubs have been grounders to short. Swing and a miss. I was mentioning stealing earlier. Yeah, we'll steal this graphic. This is from Brett Taylor, but Michael Conforto has a higher WAR than all of these guys combined. Caminero, Machado, Seager, Marte, Turner, Tatis, Duran, Bichette, and Springer. Doesn't help right there. Did I just jinx him?
Michael, come on, man. You got a .8 WAR. Let's go. Motorola Razor Room in Gallagher Way before the May 22nd game for your chance to pick up a free Alice and Wonder Cap, and check out the new Motorola Razor. For more details on the space, visit Cubs.com/Motorola. We're into free stuff.
Yeah, we are. By the way, speaking of free stuff, I had someone reach out from the Wildfire restaurant Because, you know, they saw the shirts and so forth. Fly ball center field. PCA has it.
Didn't think he got it, but you never know on a night like tonight.
I know.
High drive in the air. So Wildfire reached out and they want you to do a sponsorship and do a little.
That's right. It's going to be that's their next. They're going to do a big TV commercial campaign, and I will be at the heart of it. No, that is not. That's not the case. They pivoted to Mrs. Fanatic. It's Mrs. Fanatic for Wildfire Restaurants.
I'm gonna one up you. You ready?
Yeah.
I had a fly fishing company reach out to me.
No, you did not.
Yeah. I haven't written them back yet because I need to figure out when I can go, but maybe all three of us can venture out.
What does that mean, a fly fishing company? Like they take it, you go on a tour?
Yeah, there's a guide, a fly fishing guide.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, you really never have been fishing. You don't know what a fly fishing guide is?
Now wait a second. Let's pause for a second. Let's pause for a second. Most fishing in the world is not fly fishing, it's just fishing. It's like somebody goes and, right? I mean, come on, it's not fly fishing.
Okay, I don't know the percentages. Maybe I can ask chat.
You don't have a guide most of the time.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of fishing guides. Like when you go deep sea fishing, you need a guide. You're not on your own unless you're super experienced.
3-1.
So you're talking about bougie fishing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
yeah, she is.
I'm getting a trip to go fly fishing.
Yelich takes the walk on
Pitch that was a strike.
Yeah, at the top of the zone. Not egregious, just annoying. What has been a pretty annoying night for Shota.
JD, she's not getting any of the Wildfire. Fair ball down the line, and Vaughn hits that one towards the corner. Yelich speeding for third, Vaughn into second, and the Brewers all over Imanaga.
Yeah, you know, you could tell early on the body language. He just didn't look comfortable tonight. Never really got the split finger going. Ethan Roberts is cranking it up in the Cubs bullpen. It's 8 hits plus a couple of walks for Shota here tonight.
So Bowers with second and third and one out. Infield pinching in. And the breaking ball misses upstairs.
Right, like more bad misses from Shota than I mean, way more than we're used to seeing. He has such good command.
Yep. Fly ball, right field, forget it. Way out of here, off the scoreboard. And it is all Brewers here tonight.
Remember, we told you at the outset that the Brewers have really struggled against left-handed pitching this year. A team batting average of .211, which is 28th at MLB. A slugging percentage of .305, which is next to last. But they're reversing that trend here tonight. We talk about launch angle.
Rough night for Shota Imanaga. All Brewers. And Ethan Roberts coming in. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
241 Americans are diagnosed with cancer every hour. For each Cubs strikeout at Wrigley Field this season, AbbVie will donate $241 to Cubs charities. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities.
Ethan Roberts will make his way into this game, and you see the numbers thus far pretty fresh off the IL. We saw him the other day in the White Sox series, coming back from that weird injury, cut hand. On the ground to the right side, and there's one away. Shota now in his career in 5 starts against the Brewers, a 7.52 ERA. It makes you wonder a little bit about, you know, do they have some type of report on Imanaga? Is there something?
He's tipping his pitches, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, could be.
To the right side, Bush to Roberts, and they get Freeling. Tonight he threw the second highest rate of pitches in the zone as he had the entire year. So he went against what we've seen made him successful so far.
His aggression, their aggression, and it was a bad combination.
Brewers lead it 8-0. And a tough night for Shota Imanaga. Carson Kelly will start things off. Kelly, PCA, and Swanson. In there for a strike. The middle, and that gets through. First hit of the night for the Cubs.
All right, so we check that box. .96-mile-an-hour sinker. It's moving in on Carson, but he gets the hands pulled in. Gets a little barrel on it. Solid single.
Yeah, there's a strike to PCA. Foul. The 0-2. He did hit .233, 5 homers. Only 2 now. Man at first, and nobody out. Pitch in there, no argument from PCA.
If you think today was hard, try living one day in this man's life. Liam's had 5 heart surgeries. Go, Liam!
One of my best days ever.
Dansby Swanson down. That's in for Dansby, strike 1.
The way this game started, you thought maybe it was going to be a short night for Sproat with those back-to-back walks to start the game.
I know it. Brewers 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Cubs 0-1-0.
8 earnings allowed by Shota tonight sees his ERA jump to 3.38. This game could be mean sometimes.
Mean. Left field on its way. Forget it. Gone. Dansby Swanson. And it's 8-2.
Check that box. Got their first hit. Now they have their first runs. Finally, they get one airborne with some authority. 108 miles an hour off the bat from Dansby. So good. Middle end. We're going to Waveland Avenue with this one. Home run replay brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Which just moved right into his power. Watching BP today, man. Guys are pinging him off that video board during batting practice.
For Dansby Swanson, number 7. 430 feet for Dansby Swanson. To Nico. The fans renewing the chant.
Like what? What have I done? Why me?
Me?
So this is the same chant we heard all weekend on the south side, and it was during Seiya Suzuki's bat that it got really loud yesterday. So today I asked him, did you have any idea what they were saying? And he said no, and he still didn't know. So I had to explain to him, hey, there's this team up in Wisconsin. Chicago people are Chicago Bear fans. They do not like that team up in Wisconsin. And so basically they were chanting, They very much do not like that team.
We don't like you.
We don't like you.
Yes.
Yeah, he said he thought it was a different bad word.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think you could probably figure out what word he thought.
I don't even think we needed to say that part, but yes. Chris Hook visiting the mound. Hook, who's been their pitching coach since The start of the 2019 season.
Remember years ago they called Sparky Anderson Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
When he managed the Reds, they accused him of having a quick hook.
Yep.
Well, Sparky was going out there after 7 2/3 and getting his starter. The nerve.
We'll just get catcher's interference or what? Or get off his foot? What's going on? Foul ball.
I think he's just taking a mulligan.
Do-over. Off his toe.
So he got hit by a pitch on the outside of his foot last time, and now foul ball off the toe. So that foot is.
It's good.
Going to be really annoyed. Yeah, that's enough for one night. Says his right foot.
Michael Busch has walked and been hit by a pitch. And he takes a strike. Time for Home Depot working on a win. And for Michael Busch, he and Jake Bauers have now reached 19 straight games. But right now, Mr. Kurtz with the Athletics at 40 in a row. The Big Amish. Drilled right center field towards the gap, and that's going to touch down. Here comes Nico cruising around third. Busch into second. It's 8-3.
Yeah, nice push here by the Cubs in the home fifth. A little assist from the Ivy, spitting that one out, allowing Nico to come around and score. Otherwise, it's a ground rule double. Watch Mr. Ivy. Says that's our guy hitting. I'll give up that ball.
Let's go. Here's Bregman now. And Alex takes the strike. Bregman is lined to center and grounded to short. Cubs trail 8-3, bottom of the fifth. One, two now. And Bregman would not chase. And that is something that Alex prides himself on. Sproat ready. Busch at second. In on his thumbs. Ortiz. Bregman retired on the play. Busch to third.
Yet another chance for Ortiz out there at shortstop. That was nasty. 98-mile-an-hour sinker. All kinds of movement. So Sproat, and out away from qualifying for this win, is not going to get a chance. He thinks less of Pat Murphy than your mother does right now, Boog.
Shane Drowan coming in. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
$50 raffle will feature a guaranteed $50,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of Wednesday's game.
Lefty on the hill, Shane Drowan. And ball one to get half.
Pat Murphy doing what many managers choose to do, turn Ian around to the right side. Swing
and a miss, and An awkward swing from Ian.
Drawing a guy that can give the Brewers multiple innings out of the bullpen. Their bullpen's been solid this year. A 3.36 bullpen ERA, 7th best in MLB.
Gets a piece. Gone on strikes.
Thought he might challenge here.
Me too. Time for our Infinity cutting edge moment. Experience their luxury SUVs today.
Metrically is playing better defense this year than he has at any other point in his major league career. He will tell you there's a couple things at play here. One, he's taking better jumps, but also he has more confidence. And the reason for this confidence is due to all the work he did in spring training with Cubs third base coach Quentin Berry. What Berry had identified is basically Seiya was panicking, which would create inefficient movements that led to mistakes. So they created a drill that really showed him how much time he had on fly balls. So after this pitch, we're going to show you what happened. So during spring training, what they would do is they would hit a fly ball. Quentin would hold onto the glove, toss it onto the ground. Seiya then had to pick the glove up, put it on, and catch it. And at first, what they saw was Seiya was panicking and having a hard time getting his hand in the glove. So here we go. So basically, you think about it, if you're panicking, it's much harder to get the glove on, but then they realized over time you have a lot of time. Put your hand in the glove and make the catch. And really all these drills, Boog, were just to show Seiya how much time he had. He didn't need to panic. And again, that panic led to mistakes. So it's all about confidence, and the metrics really back it up. Seiya is playing better defense at this point than he has at any other point in his career.
Yeah, JD, I think to our eyes, we felt like he's been really good. That one laced into left field, and a base hit for Ortiz. He's on for the second time. He's made a number of really good catches, but that idea, those drills are really creative to teach him. You know, he was doing it in spring training where Quentin would basically rip his glove off, and then he'd give it back to him, and then sometimes he'd throw it on the floor. And slowly but surely what he was being taught was, oh, I have way more time than I think I do.
Yeah, I guess a tendency to have kind of happy feet,
yeah.
You know, maybe jumping around a little bit and not reading the ball off the bat as clearly as he should have.
And T-Mac, there were other drills besides the glove, right, where it'd basically be like, you know, putting these spikes in the ground that have holes, and he'd have to put pegs in the ground, all 4 of them, before actually catching the ball.
Yeah, and I love the idea from Quentin Berry, because I was like, where did you get that from? And he's like, honestly, I just saw it in the training room.
And he's out at second. Ortiz cut down trying to steal.
I think he beat it initially and then came off the base, and they will not challenge. This slide is brought to you by Wisconsin Dells. Plan your getaway at WisDells.com. Now, he was out initially. Ooh, the ball just trying to sneak out, and then came back and got him again. But yeah, the tag was on the arm before the hand got to the base. You know, another good outfield drill, Boog, It's called stupid. It's a game we used to play in college.
Please tell me.
Yeah, you know, hanging out outside the dorm, and as it was getting dark, we'd take the ball and throw it as high into the sky as we could. And then somebody was charged with trying to catch it. We didn't have gloves on at the time. And then we played till it was really dark. Hence, stupid.
Popped up. Right field. And it's Seiya Suzuki.
We had a guy, Billy McBlain, we call him Billy Bob. He could launch that ball high into the sky. And then it was just how brave you were, or stupid, to hang in there and try to catch the ball as it, you know, hurtled towards the earth.
That is a good drill. Kids.
Yeah, don't try that at home, you Little League coaches.
So, were you ever stupid enough to?
Never got hit by the ball.
Never.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Usually didn't catch it either.
And this was in college?
Yeah. When stupid behavior tends to peak.
I'm going to do the thing as we welcome you to the broadcast booth, brought to you by Budweiser. Cubs fans for under 50 years. This Bud's for you. Was there alcohol involved?
No, there was not. There was not. No.
No Budweiser?
No Budweisers were involved. As far as I know, that's what my memory says. No, it was just kind of hanging out outside the dorm, and you know.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'd like to phone a friend, JD. Pop foul.
What about if you took an outfielder and had him face away from home plate and hit a fungo, and you know, and then at some point while the ball's in the air, go now, and now you turn around and you have to go track down the ball.
Yeah, I mean, look,
anything merit to that, you know, that might work.
I mean, there's a fine line between basically trying to learn to calm your panic and also, you know, putting yourself
in harm's way.
That's right. It's like fans are going to expect to go to spring training next year, and Q's out there doing the, you know how you do the go around the bat race with your head.
Yes, yeah. You know? They're doing the minor leagues.
Yeah. There he is.
He's getting ready to take an AB.
Wow. On the ground, and that'll sneak through. Contreras with his second hit of the night.
Roberts got this ball in on him pretty good. Got a ground ball. It wasn't hit all that hard. Just hitting the right spot from William Contreras' point of view.
Yelich has homered and walked. He's also grounded out. Fly ball left field, falls for a hit. It hits that seam where the grass and the dirt come together and then kicks off to the left. Terang in to score, and the Brewers get a run back on that bloop double from Christian Yelich.
Yeah, tough break here for Roberts. Just a little flare down the left field line. Ian's got it surrounded, but it takes that funky hop and he's got all kinds of crazy spin on it. Browns are going to score, obviously, regardless.
Ty Block up and throwing in the pen.
We expect Caleb Thielbar to be activated soon, possibly as soon as tomorrow.
Here's Andrew Vaughn. Brewers lead at 9-3. Side, it almost got him.
Good things happen sometimes. Just putting the ball in play. The Brewers have only struck out twice tonight.
And again, these teams are similar. The Brewers are tied for 5th lowest strikeout rate in the bigs. The Cubs the 4th lowest strikeout rate in the bigs. This, by the way, the most runs the Cubs have allowed at home since opening day. Two-two. Line drive caught. Horner has it. And the inning comes to a close.
Trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Some changes defensively for the Brewers. As Drowan delivers outside to Seiya Suzuki. Ripped left field. And over to pick it up, Churio will hold Seiya Suzuki to a long single.
Time now for the Motorola Razor replay, and we shine a light on the work of Michael Conforto. Man, has he been clutch this year. April 19th against the Mets, RBI double in the 9th. Ties the game, Cubs win 2-1. May 4th against the Reds. You remember this one. Walk-off home run in a 5-4 W. Bedlam ensued in the bleachers. And then yesterday against the Sox, 3-run homer ties the game at 7-7. That one didn't have the happy ending we hoped for, but it's been money in these big situations. It's been money, period. Here's yesterday's drive. Hug me, hug me.
For a strike, and the count 1-1. Rare opportunity against the lefty for Conforto. Popped up. Ortiz makes the catch. So Churio moves from center to left. Perkins in center field. Bowers is at first. So Vaughn out of the game. And now Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 out of 2. On the ground through the left side and a base hit.
The end of the bat. Like the Contreras base hit, he finds a hole. Cubs again one swing away from getting back into this game.
Swing and a miss. Pete in this one 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout looking. Lefty kick steals. Brewers really knocked around Shota Imanaga. One out. 2 aboard, 3-2 on PCA. Swanson in the on deck circle. Here comes the crowd. Popped up. And left field, it's Chourio.
Dansby with a long home run last time he was up. How far did it fly? It's brought to you by American Airlines. Out on the wavelength. He crunched it 430 feet. Score your next flight at AA.com. Do it again, Dansby.
Straight back. On the ground, that's to third. Rengifo throws him out. Cubs leave a couple. We'll head to the 7th, and it's all Brewers here. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brave. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results. 9-3 Brewers top 7. New pitcher will be Ty Blach. Sliced into left field. Hack got a good jump, and he makes the grab.
Got another first pitch swing by a Brewer hitter here tonight. Bowers has had a nice night. Deep fly out, single, a home run, and more solid contact here. He's catch by the Gold Glover. Lights be an issue involved with that trajectory.
Rengifo will turn around and hit right-handed. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
On Ty Blach. Debuted with the Giants back in 2016.
On the ground, fair ball down the line. And Rengifo around first. Happ, here's his throw to second. On the money, get him. I don't know that anybody does it better in throwing the ball to the bases than Ian Happ.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed play. Yeah, Ian Happ's so good. Doesn't have a cannon for an arm, but it's always on the money. This time a two-hopper to Nico. He puts the tag on. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that.
Yeah, especially that play right there. A throw to second base, it feels like, is the thing he does so well.
Yeah, this is fun, man. He leaves his feet.
And for Nico, it's just kind of old hat, right? Pitch down and away to Frelick. Center field, PCA makes the catch. And that's that. Seventh inning stretch brought to you by Budweiser. For 150 years, this Bud's for you.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out in the Ballgame, Japanese-American actor Brian T.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let us root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
Big. Corner bounces one foul. The JD Cubs 15-game home win streak is on the line. They haven't lost a home game in 37 days.
It's pretty remarkable.
Warner swings and misses as that one was off the plate. Coming into the game tonight, Nico had swung and missed at pitches in the zone 3 times the entire year. That's the fewest in the majors, by the way.
Yeah, he's always near the top of that zone contact leaderboard.
Chases that time, a swing and a miss. And Horner is gone.
Nissan Kicks has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get up to $1,500 customer cash on Kicks.
9-3 Brewers, and with one out and the bases empty, here's Michael Busch. High fly ball, center field, Perkins back, and that one into the ivy, and it'll be a ground rule double.
Michael Busch playing pepper with the ivy here tonight. Last time when we needed that ball to come back into play, the ivy spit it back out so Nico could score. This time, nobody's on base. I'm keeping this. This is my ball. Kids, stay out of my yard.
Bush to the ivy.
It's one of my favorite features. That ball just disappearing in there.
Yep. Contreras will challenge.
Calling fields the ball, the catcher challenging. Pitch is a strike. Milwaukee has 2 challenges remaining.
Would you like to have a microphone for those conversations at home plate when the challenge is taking place?
Yes.
Hey, you want a little side action? I'll bet you $1 I got it right.
Bush at second. Comes down 9-3. Check swing, and he went. It's Jansen Visconti down there.
No beef coming from Alex. I thought he was able to check it up initially, but no.
Foul tipped into the mitt of Contreras. Struck him out.
On Sunday, that would be this coming Sunday, the 24th. Cubs and the Astros. First pitch 1:20. First 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Ryan Sandberg bobblehead presented by Southwest Airlines. Don't miss this moment. Cubs.com/tickets.
Happ swings and lifts it to right. Free leg. Makes the catch. And a rough night for Shota Imanaga. 4 1/3, 8 earnings on 9 hits. Brandon Sproat 4 2/3, 3 earned runs. Yelich got the scoring started with a solo homer. Bowers a 3-run homer in the 5th, and this one all Brewers. On the ground, right side. Ortiz retired.
Ty Block, 35 years old, from Colorado, pitched at Regis Jesuit High School. There's been a few guys out of Regis make it to the big leagues, and he played his college ball at Creighton, Blue Jays. Bob Gibson went to Creighton.
Yeah, he did.
Played hoops there.
He's a good hooper.
Yeah.
His, for a strike.
His catcher at Creighton, Bob Gibson, I'm speaking of, not Ty Block.
I know.
Is a longtime NBA basketball coach, Bill Fitch.
Yep. On the ground is short. Swanson collects and throws out Churio.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
So it'll be Bryce Terang now.
So welcome back to the big leagues. Ty Block, he did not appear in the big leagues last year. According to Baseball Reference, Ty's nickname is the Preacher. We'll have to see if we can get verification of that.
How do you feel on those Baseball Reference nicknames? I feel like they're hit and miss.
Yeah, I think sometimes something got picked up in an article somewhere and they just ran with it.
I blocked the 25th guy to pitch for the Cubs this year. Only the Orioles have had more guys pitch for them this year.
Big Dennis Rasmussen with a nice big league career, also pitched at Creighton.
Now tipped into the mitt. Terang is gone, and Block gets a 1-2-3.
Catch your next Cubs game from the Yeti Yard. Starting at just 4 tickets, your group will enjoy reserved seating, snacks, a ballpark meal, and a private Yeti beverage cooler stocked for the game just for you. Learn more at Cubs.com/premier.
Yeti Yard. They didn't tell me to do that. I just did that on my own.
That's on the script. Now Boog yells, yes. Yeti Yard.
That's right. Leary says gently into my ear, Boog yell. Mike Leary, our producer. Todd Benjaminson, our director. That one laced the other way, and a base hit. Seiya Suzuki with his second hit of the night.
Line shot the other way. A couple of singles for Seiya here this evening.
Matt Shaw is going to hit. On the ground, Ortiz, Terang, Bowers, and it's a double play. So 2 away now with the bases empty. It'll bring up Carson Kelly. Brewers lead 9-3. Brewers 9 runs on 13 hits. Cubs 3 runs on 7 hits. No errors for either side. But I think the story tonight is sort of 2 parts. The fact that the Cubs got the first 2 guys on at the bottom of the first and were not able to score. And then just a rough night for Shota Imanaga. And
yeah, beyond rough, man. It was.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a lot of just balls squared up.
8 runs on 9 hits, 2 home runs. He walked 3 and just didn't generate a ton of swing and miss. Only had 2 strikeouts.
And a bunch of hard hit balls. Kelly down on strikes. We're headed to the 9th. Download the Marquee app so you don't miss a moment of the action this season. Stream live games and shows anytime, anywhere. Scan the QR code. Scan it now and download. Download the Marquee app presented by our friends at Miller Lite. Remember the Miller Lite campaigns?
Call on the field as a ball. The catcher's challenging.
Carson Kelly with the challenge. Carson, bang.
Pitches a strike. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
Way to go, Carson. Yes, I'm familiar. You're talking about the Miller Lite All-Stars with
Tastes great, less filling.
Yes, yeah.
Those were amazing.
Yes.
I mean, that is one of the best campaigns. Like,
what was their budget for that to get all that star power in there, right?
Boot Powell was in some of those. John Madden would star in them.
Billy Martin.
Bob Uecker was in almost all of them. And then Rodney Dangerfield would just randomly show up, and they'd yell. Oh, nice play, Michael Busch. Block gets over, handles it, and Contreras is out. Wonderful play by Michael Busch.
Yeah, he continues to play a sterling first base. Not an easy chance at all. He's well positioned off the line. And in between hop, spins around, gets into a good throwing position. High block, doing his piece of it. Get over there, get over. Not always easy. Catch the ball and find the bag.
Yeah, Dick Butkus was in a few of those. Swing and a miss. You sound like a lunatic, right? No. They were great ads. They would sit there and yell at each other, tastes great, less filling. It was really funny. Christian Yelich swings and misses. It's a strikeout. The Cubs with 4 strikeouts to help AbbVie's Striking Out Cancer Initiative. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities. And they ended up putting the Miller Lite commercials, they ended up putting a statue of Bob Uecker at American Family Field all the way in the last seat in the upper deck as a takeoff on a commercial.
Yeah,
I must be in the front row.
The front row, yeah.
On the ground is short. Swanson handles it. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Cubs.
I guess every time the Cubs walk it off at Wrigley this season. Enter the walk-off to Vegas sweepstakes now by scanning the QR code, and you could be packing your bags for a Vegas getaway.
Oh, foam finger clap. It's the rally foam finger clap right there. They got the rally hat. Yep. PCA at the plate, and a swing and a miss. Lefty back to work. Swing and a miss, struck him out. JD, tomorrow's probables. The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, and Ben Brown will square off. Mizorowski is striking out everyone. Ben has looked sharp overall this year, and most certainly as a starter. Swanson hits it on the ground to Ortiz. 2 down.
Yeah, and that graphic is bottom line. Both pitchers yielding batting averages in the 160s. Mizorowski, he of the 103-mile-an-hour fastball.
Mizorowski's thrown 16 of the 23 fastest pitches in baseball this year.
Drowan looking to cover the final 4 1/3 innings of this game after he came in behind Sproat.
Little lob wedge. Ortiz is out, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. The Brewers take the opener of this 3-game set. Tough night all the way around for the Cubs. Their 15-game home win streak comes to an end at the hands of their rivals. Brewers win it 9-3. This one was tough, JD.
Yeah, I thought the Cubs would do a little bit more offensively with the wind blowing out the way it was tonight. But I tell you what, the kid Sproat's got good stuff. I mean, 98-mile-an-hour sinker, and just not showed his night. He was due to have a rough one, but this was beyond rough. He really got knocked around.
For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final: Brewers win it 9-3. Tomorrow it's Game 2, and our coverage begins at 5:30. Up next, Cubs postgame live. Cole Wright, Elise Menaker, and Cliff Floyd. Cole, it's yours, sir.
Thank you very much, my friend. The 15-game home winning streak, it is over. The Milwaukee Brewers doing all the things that the Cubs weren't able to do tonight.
Yeah, tacking on runs, they keep the pressure on, and the Cubs, they just could not score enough to keep up.
You know what? The first inning for me with the Cubs not scoring hurt them tonight, in my opinion.
You have to score when opportunities present themselves. You have to strike. We'll tell you all about it. That and more. It's next. Cubs postgame live. It's in the hopper.